Good morning, everybody. Baseball lovers, DFS fans. We have a 4-game MLB Spring Training slate over on DraftKings. We're going to break it down here in just a second. My name's Tim Williams. I'll be breaking down MLB content all season long. So if you're into that, hit that subscribe and we'll just dive right in. We got a 4-game slate today, and we're into the point of the spring training where we can kind of take a look at pitching and hitting as totals as a team, and we'll kind of go over some of those statistics that might make us kind of lean one direction over the other. And starting off, we have the Twins going against the Braves. We have J.A. Happ, who I believe is making his spring training debut against Bryce Wilson. I will say the Twins are hitting 234 overall in spring training, 28th in strikeouts. So they're not really striking a lot as a team. So if you're looking at the opposing pitcher side, the Twins aren't really striking out a whole lot, but they are last in walks. So it looks like the Twins are just really still trying to figure it out. So I don't know if that really bodes well as far as rostering any hitters. Wilson actually looks pretty decent. He's having himself an okay spring, but we're looking at the lineup here. Alex Croft is somebody I would maybe look at as a potential home run threat. Willens with the catcher and third base eligibility. I like that. He's a guy that's been kind of hitting the ball pretty decently. Kyle Garlick has some home run potential. He's hitting the ball pretty well this spring. Other than that, I really don't like a whole lot on the Twins side. Going over to the Braves, like I said, Wilson is pitching. Again, the Twins aren't, they're not really striking out. They're not really taking walks. They're not really hitting. It's just kind of a boring spring training so far. But Braves hitting wise, I will say that they are 10th in spring training in batting average. So they're hitting 251. So that's pretty decent. You can take some flyers there. They're 16th in strikeouts, 17th in walks, and 18th in home runs. So overall kind of average hitting. They have been using a lot of their main starters. So I don't know if that concerns you or not, but they are kind of league average so far in whatever 14-game sample size. Hitting wise, taking a look at Freeman, he looks like a pretty good option here. And then other than that, you have your regulars, Acuna, Albies. These guys are going to be owned. Ozuna, he's going to be owned. Swanson, hitting fifth. So those are kind of your options here. Page, young rookie, but really if you're looking to roster any of these hitters, I would go Freeman first. And then if you're building your stacks, maybe Acuna, Albies, Ozuna. Moving on, you have the Nationals going against the Cardinals. Big matchup here for Scherzer. Going at it again against the Cardinals. The Cardinals are 25th overall in batting average. They're 21st in strikeouts. But when you're going against Scherzer, who can strike guys out, I like that matchup a lot. And they're second to last in home runs. So they're not really hitting the ball out of the ballpark, which is also a big plus for Max Scherzer. So he looks like a good roster here for one of your pitcher spots. So I like Scherzer a lot here. Hitting wise, not a whole lot to love going against Max Scherzer. Maybe Matt Carpenter, who has decent sample size against Scherzer. And that looks to be about it. Bader as well, maybe a sneaky GPP flyer who has some success against Scherzer. But other than that, it looks like the Cardinals are still trying to figure out. So hard pass on the batting order there. And then you have pitching for the Cardinals. You have John Gant. They're going to take a look at him a little bit this year. Nationals overall hitting wise, so far this spring, 13th in average, hitting 248, 24th in home runs. So not really hitting the ball out of the ballpark, but they are tied second with stolen bases. So they are hitting the ball. They're getting on base. They're 9th in walks. So they're taking their pitches, they're walking, they're getting on base, they're stealing bases, they're creating runs. So overall, they look like a pretty good option here. I love Trey Turner in the spot. I love Soto. He's back in the lineup. Zimmerman has that power potential. Stevenson's having a pretty good spring so far. So overall, I'm really liking some of these guys here. Those are probably the top four I would go with. Generally, they are hitting at the top of the order, so you could go stack that. And then moving on to the next one here, we don't have the Yankees lineup just yet, but we have Chase Anderson for the Phillies going against Domingo Germán. I will say Germán looks like a pretty good play today. He's having a fairly decent spring. He's gone 5 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, only 2 hits, 0 earned runs. So he looks like a great play. You can pair him up with Scherzer or what have you. And he's pitching against the Phillies, who are 26th in batting average, 29th in on base percentage. So they're not getting on base. They're not taking walks. They're 10th in strikeouts. So they're striking out, but I will say they're 7th in home runs. So, they're hitting the ball out of the ballpark, but they're not really doing their job as far as getting on base. So I don't really like that a lot. You have Harper sitting today. So McCutchen, Hoskins, Didi look like the top 3 I would go with. Kingery is a potential flyer, also dual position eligibility. And then on the other side, you have Chase Anderson pitching, who has gone 4 innings, allowed a hit, 2 walks and 4 strikeouts, no earned runs. So he has a pretty decent start so far. He will likely get that 5th spot in the rotation. So no worries there. He's probably safe. Hitting wise, we don't know who's batting at for the Yankees, but I will say if DJ LeMahieu's in the lineup and Stan are in the lineup, they both have had success against Chase Anderson, so I do like them in that spot. Both have 2 home runs against him, and Stan's also hitting .429, which is absurd. Yankees, similar to the Phillies, they're near dead last in batting average so far in spring, near dead last in on base percentage, 4th in strikeouts, so they're swinging the ball, they're swinging, they're missing, but they are 4th in home runs. So they are the Bronx Bombers. They are hitting the ball out of the ballpark. So maybe I wouldn't stack with the Yankees, but if you're looking to get 1-2 guys in your lineup, DJ and Stan are probably the way to go. And then last but not least, we have the Red Sox and the Rays. And some of these statistics kind of surprised me a little bit. The Red Sox are just tearing the cover off the ball this spring. And I don't know if anyone's really paying attention to that. A lot of people just assume that they're going to stink. But I like Boston a lot in this spot, and I get it. They're playing Tampa Bay. But Boston, so far in spring, are 5th in average, 4th in on-base percentage, and 2nd in home runs, which is ridiculous. So basically, they're top 5 in all of those hitting categories. They're hitting .272 as a team, which is absolutely insane. And you have Arroyo leading off here, who can get you third base or shortstop. You can plug him in the lineup. He's hitting .348. He's probably going to go low owned. He has 2 home runs. Verdugo Martinez slumping a little bit. Martinez hasn't taken a walk yet, so maybe he'll look to take pitches today. I'm not sure. Renfroe, who was terrible last year as far as getting on base and hitting for average, but he's having a pretty nice spring so far. Chavis, I like a lot. He's tearing the cover off the ball. Same with Bobby Dahlbeck. So I like Chavis, I like Dahlbeck, I like Arroyo, surprisingly, and Martinez as well, just because what he can do. He's hitting .250 so far in spring, so just kind of a flyer there, but it sucks because they're going against Joe Ryan, who pitching for Tampa Bay. He, in his minor league career, his 2 seasons in the minors, he's 2.36 ERA, which is incredible. 234 strikeouts and 160 innings pitched. So the guy can strike guys out clearly in the minors. That doesn't mean it translates well into the majors. I don't like his matchup going against the red hot Red Sox. No, thank you. You could take a flyer on GPPs, but still, it's a risky play. The bullpen for the Rays has stunk this year. They've given up 3rd most in home runs. So when you're taking somebody like the Rays, who is giving up pitching total 3rd most in home runs, going against Boston, who is 2nd in home runs, that's a potential bloodbath as far as slugging goes for the Red Sox. So I do like the Sox here. That would be my primary stack and focus here. And just to touch up on the Red Sox pitching, they got Nick Pivetta going in there. He'll probably make the rotation, maybe 4th or 5th spot, something like that. I don't like him all that much. The Rays are 24th in average, 21st in on-base percentage. So they're walking, they're taking their pitches, 16th in home runs, so they can't hit the ball out of the ballpark. Rosarena batting leadoff, maybe that'll kind of spark him a little bit. Lau has power potential. Meadows has power potential. Other than that, I don't really like a whole lot. Like Zunino has home run potential, but no thanks. So those are probably the guys I like there. But my name's Tim Williams. I hope these statistics helped you out. We'll be breaking down slates all season long. If you like baseball content, if you like DFS content in general, we'll talk a little NBA, hockey. We'll do a little bit of this, little of that, but baseball will be my main focus. Like this video, comment below. Tell me who some of your favorite plays are on the slate. And I wish you guys the best of luck. Subscribe if you're into it and you like this content. And I appreciate you. Take it easy. Thank you. Have a nice day.